All right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Hurley Investments Market View commentary for Monday, the 21st of August, 2023. I'm going to go over a couple thoughts or processes today in regards to what I'm looking at and some thoughts that I have in regards to the market. And I'm going to start off today with the indexes. We have been on a 2-week tear on these indexes where the indexes have been going negative. Making you all sick. I hate it when it jumps on me. So here we go. We have the S&P 500 index. And if you were looking at this index, first thought that most people come up with is, hey, low tides sink all ships. Maud, nice to have you today. Thank you. I've got Maud and Mary are the ladies here tonight. Looking at the S&P 500, other than low tides sink all ships, basically meaning we've been on a downward trajectory for the last, we'll just call it 3 weeks. Give me your thoughts. What are your thoughts when you're looking at the S&P 500 as a chart? Let's put some thoughts together here on what we're looking at and what our concerns are. Could be a pullback, now hitting support. I like that. Maud, what's the support level that we're hitting? If you're looking at a pullback, could be hitting support. What support level are you discussing or hit? What support level are we hitting? There it is. Previous low. I like it. It's the previous low. Apparently we're going for green. But it's the lows of June. We're pulling back to the lows of June. And basically we're shedding from 4607 down to 4335. That puts it right in that 8%. That 8% range, I believe. Let's go 4607 minus 4335 is 272 divided by 4607. 5.9% pullback. It's right in the middle between that 3 to 7, 3 to 8, 5.9, basically a 6% pullback. So yes, it could be a previous low, which would mean we've hit a double bottom, right? Double bottom we could have right there. What else could be our support level that we're hitting? Seems to be oversold, right? If you look down here at the Williams percent R, and I probably should just use the highlighter, right down this range, big money, institutional money, shows that we are oversold. There's no such thing as underbought, Jim. It's oversold. It's oversold or overbought. And that's a good call because you can actually see the overbought basically bouncing on the 30, the relative strength index. It also, and sorry, it's oversold. Oversold is what we're looking at. Oversold on both the RSI and the Williams percent R, which is just saying institutional money has not been putting money in. They've actually been pulling money out. which would make sense. At one point in time, we had almost a 20% return. So institutional money is pulling itself out. Someone said we're bouncing off of the pivot point at 43.05. Pivot points are truly not levels of support and resistance. It's just a general herd mentality. Pivot points did not hold here, did not hold here. Kind of did hold there. So we're 1 out of 2. Pivot point held there, broke it, resistance. I mean, pivot points are not to be used for support and resistance. Pivot points is just a really short term, understanding of where money's being put in the market. Now, there are some bigger points to pay attention to. Our stronger level of support is 41.32. And that will be the 200-day. That will be the big one, because that one's going to line up with April and May's building of a base right here. Kevin, are you saying we're going to fall another 170 points? Well, another 270, right? No, I'm not. But that would be the point that we'd be looking at some issues or some problems. Very interesting. Another common phrase, a very common phrase in the market. Everything goes on sale and the people run out of the store. This is the way markets work. They don't go straight up. You're looking for these runs where we come up, we pull back. We come up, we pull back. We come up and we pull back and we make some great money, primarily around earnings. Because what historically happens after October, we get a pretty nice Christmas rally and we run back up. There are some people that try to time this. Hey, sell in May and go away, and they try to come back in September, right? Well, if you sold in May and went away, you missed the 15% run up to the 4607 range. There's some other ones. You sell in May and you come back in November, missing May, June, July, August, September, October, November, October. So you'd miss 6 months of the year. And if you were to miss 6 months of the year, let me take a quick peek at a couple things that you might have missed. Did I really not do that? Let me set up my stock charts for us. I actually thought I had it in place, but apparently I did not. In general, if you wanted to miss 6 months, you would have missed a meta. Sure, yeah. Let me go through some of our core holdings, right? Apple, you would have missed an Apple run. That would have been a pretty rough Apple run to miss. You know, 170, it's only 175, but you would have missed up to the 197 range. Boeing. Jagged as all get out. Looks like 205 up to 243. That's what you would have missed on Boeing. Bank of America. You would have missed on Bank of America 29 to 32 and a half. So it's 10%, right? Baidu. You would have missed from 122 up to 155. But Kevin, it's only at 124.92 right now. That's the beauty of doing what we do. Being able to protect. Let me throw, yes, I'll throw Ford in there. Ford went all the way up to $15.25. Yes, we have Ford protected at $15. And we are probably going to let Ford go at $15. Keith and I have some discussions to have on this one. It doesn't look like they're going to be running higher anytime soon. In fact, I got a ridiculous article I'm going to show you guys. Well, let's take a look at it. Kevin, why would you get out of Ford? You're making up 30% on the way down. So, two things in regards to Ford. One in general, if you click on the challenge for automakers is to actually make a car that's affordable. It's a 4-minute video that discusses the problem that automakers already have their car that they're trying to make electric. When what Elon Musk did is Elon Musk created an electric car. He didn't already take a body, a frame. He didn't do any of that. He thought, how can we make this car go as far as possible, and in all honesty, make it as light as possible for travel. It's why, yes, if you don't run a heater, if you run nothing electric, you can get 220 to 260 miles possibly on a Tesla. But if you turn on the lights, if you turn on the air conditioner, if you turn on the little central pad that gives you maps, if you use anything electric, you're more likely to get somewhere between 160 to most likely about 110 to 120 miles. They're not practical, but the biggest problem for automakers is they already have their cars built that they're trying to make electric. And for safety reasons, at least in my opinion, cars are made better than Teslas. So kind of interesting. What's in the front? What's under the hood of a Tesla or a Rivian? What's under the hood? Anyone know? Take a guess or two. A trunk. Jim says a trunk. Yeah, that's what it is on a Tesla. A Rivian, it's a cooler. So if you are going to hit something with the front side of your vehicle, how comfortable are you knowing there's empty space there, whether it's a trunk or a cooler, right? Rivian has a cooler. It's a trunk space for a Tesla. It'll crumple really quickly, right? I challenge some of you. The two people that I know that have been in a wreck in a Tesla, one lost somebody in the car, and one had it blow up in flames. I'm not quite sure how safety-wise they are getting by, but the comment was, yikes, not comfortable at all. Holy bleep. I can't believe you're telling us this. It's scary. It's really scary on what's not there and how little that will protect you. I also found an interesting article. Ford CEO receives reality check after taking electric F-150 on the road. He found how little they go, not even towing, and the problem with power stations. You know, the funny thing is, I think there are 12,000 power stations across the United States. But how many gas stations are there in the US? 145,000 fueling stations. Versus 12,000 for recharging stations. Interesting. Most of these are at convenience stores. Anyone know where the most common place is for a recharging station? Couple comments coming here. Many garages for public will not let you park Tesla in them. They need to park out in the open lots. GSP Airport's one of them. Yep. I was going to say, where are the most common spots to find Tesla charging stations? Mall lots, I would assume there are some there. But where I'm seeing more and more of them are airports and your house. Heck no, not at my house. Airports and hotels. I can always find a charging station at a hotel. I'm not necessarily finding them in the malls. I have yet to see one at a gas station, at least out here in the West. Maybe that's more prevalent in the East. But airports and hotels, that's where I can always count on them having charging stations for electric cars, which to a certain degree, what a pain in the butt to have to go into short-term parking to charge a Tesla at an airport or even a hotel. Some of the hotels actually are making you pay for parking to charge your Tesla. I only know this because my brother, again, we went to see a Raiders game a year ago and full charge, made us late to the game and had to charge on the way home. It was, yeah. He was trying to justify his Tesla and he couldn't. You're not saving money with an electric car in California. You're just not. Okay, let's go number 2. Baidu earnings adjustments. So Baidu has earnings tomorrow. We are still in Baidu. Got to spell it because it is the Hurley Investments play for the second largest economy. We like Baidu because Baidu has 7 different, I'm going to call it divisions, in 7 different areas in regards to the China economy. If you like Alibaba, understand they are 30% owned by Baidu. If you like Tencent, IQ, Apple in China, artificial intelligence in China, maps in China, the Google Maps, that is Baidu. They're all part of it. Now, we took profits off 155 puts, and today we took profits on 145 puts. Someone tell me, why did we take this profit off of those 145 puts? And we took great profit. Just to give you guys an idea, here it is. Pretty neat. We spent, well, on 147s for 300 shares, we spent $7.95. Booked, that was 22.25. It was 22.35. So we spent $7.85, booked $2.25 of profit. Everyone else was at $8.90. Right here, we booked $20.35 a profit. So we spent $8.90 to make $20.35. We were protecting for the move down on Baidu. We've made some great returns all the way down. In fact, just to give you a general idea, on a day like today, we made 120 on a $130 loss on Baidu. Where's one with 10? There we go. $300 gain on a $325 loss. We were doing pretty good. But someone tell me, why did we book this profit today? Anyone know? Why did we book these profits today? Earnings volatility. That's a great way to say it. Baidu is trading down at $125 right now, $20 less, right? We had the right to sell them at $145, meaning for those of you that are new, we booked the profits so we can make something to the upside if Baidu beats on earnings. Because anything between $125 where Baidu is trading and $145 where we have our protection would be a net loss if Baidu goes up. It would be a great position to have on. To be able to sell the $145 if Baidu goes down, it would be ideal because we'd basically be making up dollar for dollar on the way down. It is not a good position to be in on the way up. On the way up, we want to give it upside opportunity. That protection that we have will lose value and will lose more value between 125 and 145 than Baidu can gain. So what we did is we booked a profit. And here's the short answer if I bring up a Baidu chart so you can understand what we've done this year on Baidu, at least here recently in the last 6 months. So here's what we did on Baidu. And here's why we're so happy about what's going on. We booked great money from 155 all the way down to 120. We booked great money on 150 down to 135. And we break great money from 155 down to 145, and then 145 down to 125. And it kind of gives you an idea for people that are like, Baidu sucks this year. I just don't like it. From the 155 down to the 120, it was $35, and we booked 23. From the 150 down to the 135, $15. Right here, we booked 9. It was actually $8.90. From the 155 to the 145, we booked 7. And then from the 145 to the 125, you'll find out we booked roughly $11.80. The short answer, in the last 4 months, with the stock basically trading where it is at, let's add it all up. $23 plus $8.90 plus $7 plus $11.80. With the stock over 4 months trading at basically right where it was at, we have made roughly $50.70. Some people have asked, wouldn't it be better to sell out Why are we in China? If you add that $50 to the 25, it's as if it's trading up here at 175. That is what we're doing, capturing portions of the wave. Now notice, I didn't say we made anything in this range or in this range or in here, any of this here. No, we're not making it every single time. We're not. We're just not making money every single time. But in the last 4 months, we booked great profits in a huge downward movement, not tops or bottoms, 55 to 20. So we lost $5.53 here. We missed $4.74 there. But we made $23 on the way down. 150 to 135. We missed $1 to the upside. We missed $1.63 to the downside. We missed this completely, 100%. Made nothing there. But we did really good from 155 to 145. Roll the position out, and then on the way down. Please understand, we're not here to capture every penny. But in the last 4 months on Baidu, we've added roughly $50 of profits on your positions when the stock is technically flat for the last 4 months. That gives us the ability to have your positions making money for you. We want upside opportunity. If we add this protection with the right to sell it at 145, we lose that upside opportunity on a big move tomorrow. If it makes a big move down, then yes, we wish we would have had that protection on. But we booked roughly $1.80, $1.90, $1.87, I guess, in those positions, $11.87, to give you guys a booked profit on the way down and to allow Baidu to go up higher. We have 125 protection on Baidu, so we can protect it from where it's at right now on the way down, which will probably be to 115. And that gives us the opportunity to make, well, if it gets back up to 155, right? That's $30 to the upside. We paid $7.15 for that protection. You know, we might lose $3, but the run would be back up to, hopefully, the 157s. Kevin, Alibaba had great earnings. It didn't move. We understand that. In fact, if we get a run down and it breaks the 115 mark, we're going to add a second set of protection. That's a second set at 115. So we'll make more money than the stock will lose as it runs down to 186 to 180, excuse me, to $86 or $84 is its next support level on the way down. Could stop briefly at 100. But we have our game plan in place. That's what we're planning on doing. And that's why. So, as we're moving on down through everything, that's what we're doing. Very interesting article on the big picture. And really all they're trying to say, which also runs into Target and Walmart's earnings. Target had crappy earnings. It went up a little bit. Walmart had great earnings. It went down a little bit. All people are trying to say right now is that people are being careful with their dollar. People are being careful with their dollar. They're making sure that they have more available because food and transportation are taking up more of their salary or their expendable cash than it has in the past. Dow Jones Industrial Average is bearish. Technically, we're bearish on all three indicators. The S&P 500, we are technically bearish on all three indicators. And the NASDAQ, we are technically bearish, but we just got a bounce off of that oversold RS line, relative strength index, or underbought. I like, let's give Jim Kohler a little bit of props there, right? Oversold, underbought. I might start using that, even though that's not a technical term. We got a bounce, and it's interesting to see where we're going to end up on these indexes. Just between all of us, my expectation will come up and touch the 50-day. Pretty easy to come and touch it. Then we'll head back down. We're probably going to test the 200-day. That just is the way markets work. Markets usually act that way and act accordingly, especially through September and October. Someone asked me, let's do it again. What are the worst months in the stock market? Worst months, January, February, June, August, September. Best months, they said October. That surprises me. Worst months are June, August, and September. I always thought it was, in all honesty, I would have said February, September, October. So I need to do some research here. Depends on what side of the trade you are. Correct. Let's go back. Biggest gains, July, April. So here we had someone tell us April's not the best month. December, January, Santa Claus rally, right? Worst performing months, September, February, May. But this is going all the way back to 1928. The reality, I wish they would do it back to after the World War II, or run it since the 70s would be a better understanding. But we're into that time of the year. August, September is what we're running into. So there is more downside to fall, which means we have a rip-roaring last quarter of the year. That's the neat part of what we're talking about. World August end, I still have it as a, up 1.5%. I know you guys are looking at that and saying, Kevin, that means it's got to get up to 4,600. If we have this bounce and break the 50-day, there's a lot of buy orders stacked up there. Yes, we still could do that. So it's something to keep in mind. Earnings. What is happening here? I don't know what's really happening here, so Let me figure out. Well, I don't know what's going on with my word. This kind of bugs me. Earnings. Zoom today. Dick's, Lowe's, Macy's, Toll Brothers, Urban Outfitters, Bitey tomorrow, Abercrombie and Fitch, Kohl's, Guess, Snow and Nvidia on Wednesday, Burlington, Dollar Tree, Gap, Intuit, Nordstrom's and Ultra on Thursday, nothing on Friday. Existing home sales. Boy, this is really bugging the crud out of me. Why is it just not being shown? Normal. Wonder what I did that makes it so it's not just going to show itself normal. Front layout. Ugh, that's awful. Now I really screwed it all up, huh? Let's just escape out of this. And I guess I'm just going to deal with it the way it is. Kind of bugs me though. All right. Existing home sales, new home sales coming up. Durable goods are on Thursday. That will move the market. And Powell speaks on Friday, which would move the market on Friday. I've got a really good article on the bond market and the recession indicator. For those of you that don't understand bonds and why we worry about the direction of bonds, do take a look and read this article. It's a great explanation on yield curve, how it affects bonds, how the bonds affects the market. A rising bond market is a lower stock market, but that seems to have been broken. Do read through this. Great information to help you understand the bond market in relation to the stock market. I went over my two Ford articles already. Goldman names China stock set for a bounce. This one's a little bit old, but it was reiterated today and republished today. They guessed wrong. Goldman guessed wrong, thought the bounce would come the end of July. They're now calling the bounce for the end of August. So they only missed it by a month there. I finished an article that contradicts the previous article on what China's big earnings say about the consumer. And basically, it just goes through a lot of what we're being told here, that there's sluggish growth, just like there is here in the United States. I like that it has JD, Tencent, Alibaba. Those are what Baidu owns. Talks about Adidas, Apple, and Starbucks. Great article on Walmart and Target facing similar problems. People are being stingy with their money. Really interesting article to see the difference between the two. And iPhone 15 can get one of the biggest upgrades in years, a new charging port. I think it's a trade-off. It'll take longer to charge an iPhone, but you'll have a better battery. And then I just found this interesting. It was brought to me by a friend. Police warn parents to be careful about back-to-school social media posts. Again, giving out too much information on social media makes your kids or your home a target. Definitely be careful when you're posting your vacations or I'm going to be gone. Those are things that just give predators an opportunity to go after you. And so you've got to be careful on what you're doing there. All right, with that said, what questions do you guys have for me tonight? I'm going to keep messing with my stupid thing here because it really bothers me. I don't know if anyone can tell, but what questions do you guys have for me tonight that I can answer for you? And if there are no questions, hey, I'll take that too, but are there any questions you guys have? So Kevin, what do you think will happen with Baidu? With Baidu, my expectation is it always seems to beat. So my expectation, Baidu is going to beat top and bottom line again. I don't know if that's going to be enough to move it higher. So my expectation is it'll probably be like Alibaba. It'll probably beat top and bottom line. I just don't know, nor would I necessarily expect it to move higher. Well, Kevin, why do you take off that protection that would have made us more money on the way down than the new protection? Because you've got to give it the opportunity to bounce back. If you take away that opportunity to bounce back, then you're killing yourself. Plus, I wanted, in all honesty, I wanted to book some good money on it to show you guys we made more money on a flat stock over the last 4 months than anyone could have expected. It's like making a 40% return on the stock. So that's why I took off that protection. Great question, Dave. If I need to go into that a little bit more, let me know. So I saw a good night. Any other questions you guys have? Tobe B. Toby, where did you come from? Are you a Safe Option Strategies guy? Welcome to have you here today. Any other questions you guys have that I can answer for you? If not, guys, have a wonderful evening. Pleasure having you guys here. Guys, have a good night. I do hope this was helpful for you. Have a good night. I'll look forward to seeing you guys next Monday. Although it does look like I might take this Thursday for Keith. Keith has a conflict with his kid and some sons, but all right, guys. Hey, have a good evening. I'll talk to you at least next Monday evening. Next Monday is a short week. Well, it's actually a normal week, but we have a holiday weekend with Labor Day. So by next Wednesday, most big money will be out, and we'll have a couple days where we wouldn't do anything even if we wanted to. All right, guys. Talk to you then. Bye-bye.